Today, I'm back with another mega physical media movie haul for you all. This is our January haul where I show you guys all the movies I picked up on physical media. That includes 4Ks, Blu-rays, DVDs, steelbooks, slipcovers, boutique labels, a ton of great titles in here today I'm going to recommend to you guys. So if you love collecting just like me and being a part of this amazing league of mega film fans, you are in the right spot. Go ahead and mega blockbust that like and subscribe. Turn on that notification bell so you're alerted when a new physical media haul video posts. And as a bonus towards the end, I'll show you guys some movie collectibles too. So make sure you stick around throughout the entire video for that amazing sauce. But let's get right into these titles. And wow, this was a month. I'm like, I'm probably not going to get a lot. And then this was probably one of my biggest collecting months ever, if not the biggest. So very excited. We got the Venom 3 Steelbook. And this thing is just so beautiful. Oh my gosh. So happy it finally got to a decent price here. But it just looks great. Oh my gosh. It's so cool. It's my favorite out of all the Venom Steelbooks. And I like the other two quite a bit as well. But it just looks so good on the shelf. I love the oranges, the yellows in there, the blacks. It just pops really nice. So yeah, very fun, entertaining movie too. It's basically on par with the other Venom movies. So if you like the first two Venoms, you'll like Venom 3 well enough. All right, next up, we are going to have... Oh, and as I go through my titles, please leave in the comments below what you picked up for the entire month, of course. And if you like any of the stuff I'm showing. But we got another steelbook with Captain Phillips. Finally got to a decent price if you've been keeping up with my Amazon deal videos. And I really like Tom Hanks as an actor. I think he gives a really good performance here. And this is just kind of like a thrilling movie. I really enjoy it. Yeah, I'm the captain now. Yes, just so many memorable scenes and lines there from this one. So I enjoyed this one. And once again, looked and sounded great in 4K. I mean, oh my gosh, 4K just did great work this month. But now up next, got another title in the 4K here and a Blu-ray in here, of course. But we got Sudden Death from Kino Lorber, Jean-Claude Van Damme. Yes, first time watching this movie, it was super entertaining. If you're into like old school 90s action movies, you're gonna have a fun time with this one. And I think Van Damme is an underrated action star. I know everybody talks about some of the greats with Arnold and Stallone and all of that, but Van Damme is right on their tail. So yeah, I really enjoy Van Damme overall. Sudden Death, excellent, very fun. All right, next up. Oh, one that takes me back to my childhood days. I remember watching this one when I was younger, and it keeps up to today. We got Money Talks. I highly recommend this one if you're into comedies. We have Charlie Sheen and Chris Tucker. Oh my gosh, both so hilarious in this movie. Even got action in here. It's a little bit of romance. I mean, it just has everything. It's really darn entertaining. So I was laughing hysterically from start to finish. So happy to finally get this Warner Archive title, Money Talks. Excellent. It looks so beautiful in HD now. Oh my gosh, blew me away. So good. All right, next up, we're going to have one I finally watched. I picked up a little while ago, but finally got to watch it, and it was worth it. We got Titanic on 4K. Oh my gosh. This disc was one of the best sounding and looking 4K discs of the year. Oh my gosh. So darn good. And everybody knows Titanic, very popular movie, but I just love it. You got romance, you got disaster film. It's just super gripping throughout. And of course, amazing performances in there with Leo and Kate Winslet and so many more. So I love Titanic. Excellent. One of my favorite movies of all time, at least for the, like I said, romance disaster genre. All right, next up, we are going to have... Ooh, this one is a little sticky. All right, we got Body Double here, okay? Now, this movie was an interesting watch. It was a first-time watch for me. I didn't know exactly where it was going. I guess you call it like a sensual thriller of sorts. But overall, I ended up liking it well enough. It's a different kind of movie. What's the director here? Was his name Brian De Palma, something like that. I think that's right. Maybe I'm getting that totally wrong. But anyway, it's an interesting premise for a movie, and I think it has a good payoff. So yeah, if you're into that thriller, sensual stuff, I guess. Yeah, interesting genre right there. All right, next up, we're going to have a DVD. Yes, I do collect DVDs as well, and we're going to have Noises Off. I had to pick this one up on DVD because there was no 4K, no Blu-ray, at least readily available to me. I don't know if they've ever made one, but yeah, had to get this one because it was so strongly recommended to me, and I'm going to unfortunately say, I know a lot of people love this one, just not the movie for me. Just not my cup of tea. That's all it is. I just didn't love the like plot premise where it's like they're just practicing a play really for the movie. I'm like, I don't know. If it's a play, I'd rather watch a stage play, instead of it being like a filmed stage play being, I don't know, just odd to me, just odd premise to me. And the worst part was it just didn't connect with my humor. I just didn't laugh at all. I really wanted to, I just did not laugh at all. So I think it works better maybe if, I guess you're a massive fan of stage plays and you've been in drama and things like that. I think you might like a little bit more, because I know some people say this is like one of the best comedies of all time. I mean, it's an all-star cast. Like I said, I wanted to love this one. Just, I don't know, it was off for me for some reason. I don't know. All right, next up, we are going to have Girls Just Want to Have Fun. I just, like the way the cast looked here, and I like kind of old school 80s rom-coms of sorts, coming of age movies, whatever you want to call them. And yeah, I had a pretty good time with this. I won't say it's the greatest, not the worst. Pretty darn fun, good soundtrack. Yeah, got what I wanted out of it. All right, next up, we are going to have, like I said, I've been, trying to see more sensual thrillers here. So we're going to have a Poison Ivy collection here from Shout Factory. They were doing their Shout sale, and this looked to be like a super cheap price. I'm like, why not just do a random blind buy, see if these movies are any good? And I will say the first one is actually pretty solid. Has Drew Barrymore in there, and also that one actress from Roseanne, I believe. I forgot the name. But that one's pretty good in terms of a sensual thriller. Now, after that, they just don't become that great of movies. I'm going to be straight up. These are very like direct-to-DVD movies that are just not going to be for most people, unfortunately. The first one, like I said, is pretty solid. All right, next up, we're going to have one. Oh, Paper Moon, the Criterion Collection. Yes, I did watch this one. I know this one is sealed here. I had to get a replacement because it came damaged through Amazon. But Paper Moon from the Criterion Collection, do yourself a favor for the next Criterion sale. If you did not pick this one up, please do so. It is really darn good. It's not too classic of a movie. Yes, it's classic, but I thought it was going to be like a 50s movie because it's in black and white. No. It's more modern than that, but they used the black and white as a choice. But it's really good. It basically, you have these two characters that are pretty much conning people, and they're on like a road trip, and they're just doing their conning shenanigans as they do that. But there's really fun comedic moments here. Like I said, an interesting enough premise, just filmed really well. So yeah, I really like Paper Moon. Excellent, very underrated title, and the inside just looks so beautiful with all the artwork. I mean, Criterion really went all out with like kind of this digibook style. So I love when Criterion does that. So yeah, Paper Moon, definitely a delightful pickup for the right price. All right, next up, we are going to have, and I'm just organizing my disc over here so they don't fall off. We're going to have Contagion. Yes, finally got around to watching this one. And yeah, it's Contagion. It's like it mirrors what happened with the pandemic. So it's a really interesting movie. Definitely worth a one-time watch. Am I going to watch this one all the time? Probably not. But watching it a second time, I thought it was, like I said, good enough. Like I said, very interesting to see, how much parallels it had between the real pandemic and this movie that came out before that. So yeah, that was kind of wild. All right, next up, we are going to have Joka Fali Adu Steelbook. Got it for a great price from Groove. And I like this movie more than most. I know some people hate it. Some people say it's one of the worst movies of the year. I don't know what they're talking about. Like, I know bad movies. Like when I see Flight Risk, okay, that's a bad movie. This is a well, competently made movie. I love the visual style here. It sounds good. Like in terms of a filmmaking standpoint, it does a great job there. I mean, the director knows how to direct. Now, whether you like kind of, the gimmick with the musical numbers in there, that's a different story. All total preference there. Now, I like musical numbers, so I was fine with it going in that kind of direction. Didn't hurt the movie overall to me, and I like sometimes when a movie will swing for the fences and try something different. Does it work as well as the first movie? No, I love the first movie. That's like in my top 20 favorite movies of all time, but I still thought this was good enough. So I like the performances overall here. So I liked it. And the opening credits, oh my, with the animation, like I thought that was really cool. There's some really good inventive stuff here. Yeah, by the end, it kind of goes off the rails and don't really care for the ending. But I will say 90% of this movie is pretty darn good. So, like I said, I like that one more than most. All right, next up. Ooh, a movie I love now. Oh my gosh, I want to rewatch this one right now. Ooh, you guys know this is my kind of comedy taste. Raunchy comedies. We got Election with Matthew Broderick and Reese Witherspoon. High school comedy shenanigans movie. So freaking darn hilarious. Very adult, but very hilarious. Oh my gosh, I was laughing on this one quite a bit. Kind of, reminiscent of like an American Pie movie. So, oh, and it looks so good. The Paramount Presents title just, ooh, oh, really sung. Very, very nice quality there. Absolutely, really love that one. So, yeah, highly, highly recommend. All right, next up, we are going to have a big boy right here. And we got Demolition Man from Arrow. How to pick this up in the Arrow sale. It was just too good of a price to pass up. Got Stallone and Wesley Snipes there. Give great performances, as a hero and villain. They're just awesome. They have banter back and forth. And I just love the futuristic world and, Taco Bell taking over everything. And you even got, the Pizza Hut edition in this one. I watched that one. And oh my gosh, yeah. So both are great. Both happy to have in here. Arrow did a really good treatment here. Great interviews and special features all around. And it just looked and sounded the best I think it's ever looked and sounded. So Demolition Man, if you're into like superhero, sci-fi, fantasy, action genres, you're going to love this movie. It's so darn good. Really love that pickup. Oh, that's going to look so beautiful on the shelf. All right, next up. Ooh, this one came with some goodies. Let's show you all the goodies. So I had to pick up this one because it went on sale. It went on sale, this like notebook Blu-ray collection here. It came in this nice looking box. And it came with a bunch of different stuff. Like it came with a locket from, ooh, look at that. Very cool, right? I thought that was cool. And it even came with a bunch of like art card pictures. So that was really cool, very displayable. And you even got, ooh, a notebook. Ooh, oh, I should show the front. The front looks a little bit better. Yeah, you got the notebook right there. So I guess you could take some notes if you want. Very cool, but it's displayable. So I really like that. Perfect for the season. And actually, it was my first time watching the notebook. It was a blind buy. First time watching it. I know people say it's like one of their favorite romance movies of all time. So I watched it, and I will say pretty good. Pretty good. I won't put in my favorites. It's not like on Titanic level, but pretty darn good. Definitely some emotional stuff. Ending's fantastic. So yeah, Notebook was solid. Yep. All right, next up, we're going to have Space Ghost and Dino Boy. Yes, Warner Archive Collection, old school, like Hanna-Barbera cartoons, superhero sci-fi theme, totally in my genre wheelhouse. So yeah, these are pretty fun for classic cartoons. You want a Saturday morning cartoon, Space Ghost, there you go. I won't say it's anything great nowadays, but I won't say it's bad. It's Saturday morning cartoons, right? Old school, very fun. All right, next up. Oh my gosh, there's so much movies this time, guys. Like I said, I thought this was going to be a light month. And it ended up being a really big month. It's just all these boutique labels went with sales at the same time. It was wild. All right, we got this 3-pack of Logans Run, the Omega Man, Sovereign Green, old school like sci-fi, classic 70s movies. Now, I will say all of them, wait, I don't know if I've seen Silver Green yet. I definitely saw the Omega Man and Logan's Run. And I thought those were pretty good, like, kind of like post-apocalyptic type of movies. They were pretty good. I can't say I love them. It's my strongest sci-fi recommendations ever, but they're not bad either. Like, if you love the sci-fi genre, they're worth a classic watch at the very least. Don't know how many times I would rewatch them today, but yeah, I was happy to at least check them off the list. All right, next up, we are going to have some DVDs again. Like I said, I collect all the disc formats. All disc formats are welcome here. But we have the Audrey Hepburn 7-movie collection. I've gotten through probably about half of these now. To me, the standout so far is Breakfast at Tiffany's. I do have the My Fair Lady Blu-ray, so I didn't rewatch it on DVD, of course, but that's another good Hepburn title. That's probably would be my favorite out of the bunch. But for new watches, Breakfast at Tiffany's was great. Not a lot of breakfast in there. You may have thought there would have been, but it was a good rom-com. Very solid rom-com. Not on the level of Election. I love my raunchy stuff, but for classic rom-coms, decent enough. All right, next up we are, once again, there is that Notebook Blu-ray copy, of course. Yeah, looked great on Blu-ray. All right, next up, you know what? Actually, I haven't watched that one yet, so we're going to keep that in the other area. I want to show you guys what I actually watched, because that's where I can give you my true thoughts and recommendations. All right, so from the Arrow sale, we got so many Arrow titles. Gotta be very gentle with these. We got A Simple Plan, and wow, I was pretty blown away with this one. I liked it more than I thought I was going to, but it is a Sam Raimi title, and I totally trust Sam Raimi on most movies now. And this was like a thriller of sorts. Basically, kind of a lot of things go wrong in this movie with this group of buddies. I guess I'll leave it at that. But yeah, really underrated gem, I guess you could say. So yeah, I did like that. And all-star cast in there. Very good cast. Yep. All right, next up, we got another Arrow title. Like I said, we got a lot of Arrow here. So we got Torso, my first Giallo watch, right? Italian slasher horror. And am I a massive Giallo fan now? No, I wouldn't say that. Was it terrible? No. It was a fine watch, a lot of stuff shown in there, very adult, you could say. But it was an okay slasher movie. Like I said, it's not like my favorite Hollywood, slasher type of films, right? The big franchise stuff. But like I said, it's okay if you're really into horror, and of course Giallo, you would like this one well enough. Well, special features were good. I loved learning about Giallo films through the special features. That was cool. All right, next up, wow, this one was intense. Oh my gosh. Another Arrow title. We got The Woman, and this one also does come with The Offspring, I believe, on 4K2 in here. I did see both. The Woman, oh my gosh, very caution on. Oh my gosh, just know what you're getting into for that one. It gets very gross in many, many different ways. So not the movie for everybody, I would say. But for what it was, I mean, the premise they were going for, did they execute on it well enough? And yeah, I thought it was decent enough. Once again, not one of my favorites. I'm not going to rewatch it all the time, but it wasn't terrible. So The Woman was pretty solid. Offspring, no. That one I would not say was good. That was not a well-made movie. That one was pretty darn cheap, low budget, and probably not even worth a one-time watch there. But The Woman, pretty darn solid. Looked great, sounded great on the Arrow. So 4K just works so good with Arrow. They know how to do their treatments, I tell you. All right, next up. Like I said, we had that Shout Factory sale. So finally picked up this sucker. Oh my gosh, we got that JFK box set. And I know they put different cuts of the movies, but this is such a thick box set. I'm almost like, could we have made this smaller? Yeah, it kind of looks cool on the shelf, but I'm like, it just takes up so much space on the shelf. Very long, over 3 hours. Oh my gosh. And there's a director's cut too. I think I watched that one. Oh my, very darn long movie. You got to plan a day around it. But pretty good performances. Interesting enough, especially if you're like into conspiracy theories and, oh wow, what's actually happening here with all of this. So if you're like historical conspiracy theorist, right, you're gonna like this one, okay? But it's a really well-made film, definitely. So that's why I think it was nominated for Best Picture, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it got super cheap with the Shout Factory sale. So I said, if I'm ever gonna watch it, now's the time to watch it. So picked it up and was pretty happy with that one. All right, and then next up, we are going to have the Men in Black triple feature. Yes, these are fun sci-fi action comedy movies. I might have talked about this one last haul video, I don't know, but these were great to revisit. All right, and then this got this such a good deal. If you haven't gotten it, it's like $30 last time I checked. But the Ocean's trilogy. Oh, I love all these movies, all-star cast. If you're into heist movies, very fun and inventive. Just yeah, they looked and sound great on 4K. Absolutely excellent, excellent. All right, and then next up we're going to have Crush or The Crush. Yes, this one has what's her name? Oh yes, Alicia Silverstone. That's who it was, the clueless girl. But yeah, wow, this one was definitely bonkers. The really, once again, like a sensual thriller, I guess you could say. But yeah, I mean, if you're into that genre, once again, this was pretty good. This was better than probably the Poison Ivy movies. I'll give it that. At least the sequel to the Poison Ivy movies. Oh my gosh, so funny. Yeah, I'm just thinking when I got that set, that Poison Ivy set. My wife's like, "Oh, Poison Ivy, like Batman?" I'm like, "No, no, not Batman, not Batman." Okay. Anyway. Oh, well, speaking of Batman, we do, I guess, have a cool little Batman collectible here for you all. And that is going to be, yes, Catwoman from Batman Returns, right? Selena Kyle, look at that with the taser. Oh, very cool. Very cool. Yes. Oh, yeah. That was just too cool. When I was in Barnes and Noble doing my arrow hunts, I'm like, I gotta get it. I gotta get it. Got to get it. And then some other stuff. Ooh, I think this is the last one. Ooh, this is a little keychain I had to pick up from Regal when it got discounted. But now we got the Gladiator keychain. Look at this Gladiator. Rah, Gladiator helmet. No, I need all the Gladiator 2 stuff apparently, even though it wasn't like a favorite movie of all time. I got the popcorn bucket, I got the cup, and now I got a keychain, right? So, you know. But there we go. Those was everything why I can still talk that I picked up really in the month of January that I actually watched and could recommend out. And so, yeah, that was definitely a big haul. Once again, if you thought it was a big haul, let me know that in the comments below. And what were some of your favorites that I picked out? And then also, what'd you pick up in that last month? So, what do you enjoy? What's your recommendations? Let's have those fun film fan conversations down below with the community. That's what it's all about here on this channel. Once again, go ahead and mega blockbust that like and subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. That's how we save physical media in the new year. Of course, share out this video to people that love collecting physical media. And we're going to grow the channel and community that way as well. And most importantly, just have a great time watching and talking the movies, my friend. Of course, you love this physical media topic. Go ahead and mega smash another video right now. And thank you so much, my mega membership supporters. If you love talking and collecting movies, consider joining the Mega League of Film Fans through memberships to support content creation while gaining access to perks like shoutouts, exclusive videos, and future topic choices.